Happy May the 4th, everybody. May the 4th be with you and all that wonderful stuff. So, it's Star Wars Day. I wanted, and that's a reason for me to wear my Tusken Raiders jersey. So, on the back of this, so the name that's on the back of this, that's the name of the Tusken Raider that attacked Luke in Star Wars, proving what a geek I am. So, yeah, 77, of course, is the year Star Wars was released. And so, for Star Wars Day, I want to discuss boards. So for people who've been relatively longer term subscribers, you may remember when I didn't used to have whiteboards. That was a long time ago. That was over 4 years ago. The whiteboard started to get integrated when I was doing news videos, and I'd realized at the end of the news video I'd forgotten something, or I was doing a list video and I wanted to have a visual representation of the list, because I would do list videos before I had a board, and yeah, those list videos could go on for a while. Sometimes my list videos can go on for a while. So I didn't expect people to sit through necessarily the entire thing for the whole list, and so I would get a whiteboard and start out as a little tiny whiteboard, little mini whiteboard, and then I was like, well, I should put like magnets on this, so I started finding, magnets and things I could turn into magnets and playing around with it that way, and then we end up where we are now, which is that I use whiteboards for all of my videos. But again, the notes were more for me because I would forget stuff. And I'd be like, okay, so, I'll do news of the day today, and I'll do, 4 or 5 different items. And then at the end of it, I go, oh, nuts. I got off on a tangent. I forgot all about that item. So I wouldn't go back and do another video. I'd be like, all right, well, that's already posted. Maybe I'll remember tomorrow. And then I'd forget. So it's more for me because I'm old. That's what happens when you're old. You forget stuff. And so, yeah, there's the news of the day board where I have the magnets that I know there's people who don't necessarily like the magnets. They're from just a match game that I got on Amazon for $15. I was like, yeah, those will work. But they're thick. They don't fall off. They don't break down. They're not as much of a pain as some of the other magnets are for me. So that's why I use the ones I use for the news of the day video. These here, this is every team that's currently in a playoff spot minus Nashville. I don't actually have a Nashville bumper sticker. I started collecting these bumper stickers almost 3 years ago, that I got this idea of I'd like to have a bumper sticker for every team. And my wife's reaction being, of course you want one for every team. Of course you do. And I didn't see the sarcasm at all. But I thought it was something different too. So during the playoffs, I can have a board for each series and use the bumper stickers for that, and I think they look good on camera. I understand. I know. Toronto fans will be like, that's the old logo. Yeah, I know. So's Florida. It's okay. It's fine. Pittsburgh, it's the gold, not necessarily the yellow one they use right now. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't really think it's a big deal at all. For the Canucks, of course, I think I have one. I know I have one with the skate. I know I have one with their current logo as well. Not sure how many of the Canuck ones I have. It turns out it doesn't matter because they're not in the playoffs anyway. So, oh man, good for me, I guess. But yeah, so I made sure that all these were magneted up over the last week. Decided to make sure they were all done. And again, Nashville's on the way. I should have Nashville by the time the playoffs start. But again, it's that low-tech approach, and I enjoy the low-tech approach. Most of the channels I follow are pretty low-tech in their presentation. I talk a lot about Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media, yes, they have a lot of props, and they have a lot of stuff that's maybe more expensive than it looks. And of course, they have that whole studio. I envy that. I work out of my home. A studio just doesn't work. I would love to have a studio, but for our life situation as it is, the studio doesn't work. And for the way that this channel works, the studio just would not work for me. I would be in it at 11 o'clock at night. I'd be in it at 10 in the morning, and then at 1 in the afternoon. It works better to work from home. So the low tech approach also means that I can shoot this in one take. I much prefer one take. I know. There's other channels that use a lot of different takes, and they don't like to use one take. I like to use one take, which means, yes, if I don't get it in the first take, I start over. And there have been times where I'll start a video over that I was half an hour into. But that's just the way that works. So the plan is to be, using these, and I've got the auto auto emblems that I've been using in the videos where it's just the one game I'm talking about on the day. Those are going to be used as well during the playoffs. And again, it's because I want to change the presentation a bit so there's something different without going into the high tech, the green screen. Why would I want a green screen too? Like, because I have all the stuff. I've got all this stuff. I've got, autographed pictures and whatnot, and it just wouldn't make any sense for me to green screen that all out. Or what would be funny would be if I did a green screen and the image on the green screen was actually the wall behind the green screen. That would be funny. Just, all right, I got the tech in there now. Well, wait, why did you do that? Doesn't make any difference. I know. The other thing too is for newer subscribers. So the cats. The cats, there has to be cat trees near me because she follows me around the house. And if I'm not within visual range when she wakes up, she will cry. She will just sit there and cry until I either call her or she comes and finds me while she's still crying. It's one thing about being home is that she's spoiled, and her brother too is either around me, following me around. There's a reason he's called Shadow, or he's off starting problems with other cats. If he's not on the tree, he's probably causing problems with the other cats, which would be Lilybell and Pixel. Those were the cats that my wife had when we met. I had Shadow and Bear. I also had 2 other cats in my old apartment, who my cousin is taking care of and took in. Funny thing, of course, being my cousin, when she took them in, I was with the mind of, okay, I'm just going to take care of them. I'm going to adopt them out. And then she didn't, because Maggie and Link are great cats. And when I moved, I decided it would be better for the older cats, who are Maggie and Link, to move somewhere else and for me to keep Shadow and Bear, because I thought the younger cats would probably adapt to a new environment better. And both Shadow and Bear are 7.5 now. Makes me feel old saying it. But hey, that's why there's cats in all my videos. Because if I didn't have the cat trees, they would legit just be at my feet all day, follow me around. So there really isn't a choice in this. And it is funny because I do see the comments about the cats. And, there was a time in my life where things weren't necessarily going all that great. And cats were there. Can rely on cats. Can trust in the cats. So when cats stick by you and other people maybe don't, yeah, you find yourself a little bit loyal to the cats. So, and yeah, I spoil them crazy, and I think that's just fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with spoiling animals at all. And if I look in her, oh, Shadow is there. He's right there. He's in the window. We've got a family of geese that have set up residence in our front yard. I think probably in part because they like our front yard, and probably in part because they can drive cats insane. I've learned that. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, I'm talking about... Don't... What was that about? What was that about? Seriously, what was that about? What did you do? He's acting kind of guilty, so when he acts guilty like that, I wonder what he did. What did you do? Hey? What were you doing that you're acting guilty that you think I'm going to tell you off? Hey? So, yeah. There's cat... And then he started just climbing onto me. So if I'm not paying attention to him and he knows I'm not doing a video, because he can tell the difference when I'm doing a video when I'm not, he'll just climb up on my shoulders. It's great, because he's a lot bigger than he thinks he is. So it's as enjoyable as you might think. And he's all slobbery right now. Why are you all slobbery? All right. But yeah, I just thought, with May the 4th and all that, and with everything else going on, that just today's kind of a heavy day and just its tone. So I thought, why not do something light and just discuss why does Shannon have boards? Because there's new subscribers who may not know. Because I'm old and I forget stuff. And if I ever got rid of the boards, there wouldn't be notes behind me. That's how that works. If I ever got rid of the boards, if I ever said, I'm tired of the boards taking up so much space in here, I'm going to do away with them, there just wouldn't be anything behind me. The only board I would keep would probably just be the power rankings, and then the rest would just be gone. But I don't think that would work. I don't think that would work. I think that would probably be something that people wouldn't necessarily like a whole lot. It's worked for me, and again, yeah, I could probably have a bigger channel and would have grown faster if I had some kind of a high-tech setup, but it wouldn't feel like it was mine then. It would feel like it was somebody else's vision. So yeah, I took the easy, slow, and steady approach. That's one thing I'll say too for people who start up channels. The two pieces of advice I always give is make sure that you're finding some sort of a niche where you think you're providing something that maybe somebody else doesn't. And B, just follow your own guidance. Because if I had taken the advice of everybody else when the channel was first starting out, you'd have a completely different product now, and I don't think it would have grown as much as it has. I think that would have hindered it because it wouldn't have been mine. It's it's sort of like, when I was writing novels all the time because I thought that was going to be my ticket. And if you take the advice of everybody who's reading your stuff and they say you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, eventually it doesn't feel like it's yours anymore. And for me, it was kind of like I would sort of just give up. I'd be like, man, I got this advice from this person, this advice, but I don't think I can do this, and I would just stop. And so, definitely on some level, if I had just brought in all this advice, go, okay, now I need to do this, now I need to do this. Eventually, I would have given up. I would have said, so this really isn't me. But the channel is. And what's more me than wearing a Tuscan Raiders jersey? So they don't have these currently on Geeky jerseys. They do have a Millennium Falcon one, though, right now. And there's some fun pre-orders they have going on, too. Again, the pre-orders are generally $10 US cheaper than the others. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And there you go. The whole boards thing. And look forward to seeing... So the plan is to have once the playoffs start, if it's Edmonton, come on. Some of the magnets are giving me a hard time. I'm going to have to fortify these. But the plan is to have one logo in the top corner and either have another logo in this corner. So you'd have one team here and one team here, and then the auto emblems in the middle, and then all the notes on the games underneath. I was thinking about going corner to corner, having one team in one corner and one team in the other, but that's not going to be great for on camera. And if I had one team here and one team down here, that means all my writing surface is going to be smaller, so I think I'm better off to do it at the top. And that's as high-tech as it gets. And thinking about using some rubber cement to make sure they don't come off the magnets. But, all right, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a lot. Hopefully everybody's having a good day today for May the 4th day. I have not watched Star Wars The Bad Batch yet. I will talk about it on the Entertainment Guy over the next couple of weeks. I also wanted to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, but now it's been so long since it finished, I don't know that anybody would care for my review of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So there you go. It's not always hockey with me all the time. Thank you guys so much for all your support. In fact, when I'm not watching hockey and I'm not doing videos here, in general, I watch videos about everything else I'm missing, or I watch TV shows, everything else I'm missing. I've almost got Yvonne completely caught up in Legends of Tomorrow. I've had her watch 4 seasons, and I don't know that she necessarily realizes she's watched 4 seasons of the show. So, it's indoctrination. It's not a big deal. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support, though. It means a lot. And stick around. The playoffs are on the way. And I'm excited about this year's playoffs. I think they're going to be great. And, of course, July is going to be a big month. You have the Stanley Cup being awarded. You also have the expansion draft, the entry draft, and free agency all kind of squashed into a very short period of time because it's a squashed summer. Going to be intense. Can't wait for that. All right. Thank you guys again. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And for the 188,000 plus who already have subscribed, I'll be here to provide you guys with content every single day. Thanks again. I'll talk to you again soon.